We started with 32, which became 37. Sorry about that. Which became 16, and now left with 3. One team looking to create a lasting legacy. One team looking to create history. One team looking to continue their absolute dominance. Today is the day where we determine who manages to achieve their goal. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Grand Finals weekend of the mania 7K World Cup 2023. I am Surf285, one of your commentators, and alongside with me in the booth is Cryolian.
Hello, hello. Can't wait to finally see the penultimate match. Malaysia taking on South Korea. Both of these teams, they have seen each other for I believe it was almost every MWC from start until right now. They are still gonna face each other. And what's more, this is a battle for... They're already in the podium. It's just to see who walks out of here with third place and who goes on to face probably the new powerhouse of 7K in general, the Philippines.
Well, indeed. Again, since we're in the Grand Finals weekend, yes, as I mentioned during the intro, which I kind of messed up, even with the script. Yeah, there are only 3 teams left, and essentially we're just awaiting on which order these 3 teams will be appearing. So let's talk about what happened to these teams. Malaysia going into this weekend, basically surviving last weekend, defeating Japan in that very, very crucial match, and China as well. And South Korea coming off from last weekend, which relegated from the winners bracket by one of the most shocking results of this World Cup. Indeed, a defeat. They got defeated by the Philippines, which are awaiting the winner of these 2 teams in this matchup.
Yeah, every MWC is the skill level of all the players has just been increasing. The map pools have been getting more and more difficult, and now we are probably going to see one of probably a rather close battle, I would hope, coming up from South Korea and Malaysia. We already see roles have been done, bans have already been called. We are going to see Long Note 2 and Rise 4 fighting the bullets. We're not going to see them for this match, and Malaysia will get the first pick. I assume for Malaysia, they are going to be fielding Chiwi 10 and Neok J for majority of the match. I would assume so, because South Korea is historically one of the best teams in the world. So Malaysia definitely, they have to put up their best as well.
Yeah, and you just have to mention that South Korea does have a very deep roster themselves. Malaysia will have quite a mountain to climb, but they have to start with something, and they will be picking LN4 as the very first map in this Grand Finals weekend.
Yeah, ultimate weapon. I would assume this is one of the mixed long note pick, where we will just be seeing every kind of long note patterns imaginable crammed into 2.5 minutes of just pure hell.
Yeah, and it's already considering who shorted this as well. It's Ruka and Remoring. It cannot get more brutal than this.
Alright, so with the match about to start, Neo and Chiwi once again, as expected for Malaysia, going to be taking on Reserve and YZ, the 2 highest ranked players in the tournament, rank 1 and rank 4 respectively, if I'm not mistaken, if there hasn't been any changes the last I saw. But yeah, it is going to be those 2.
Well, anyways, now an interesting dynamic here, especially for weekends where there are conditional matches. This is that one match that you kind of have to give it all, but try not to reveal everything, especially that there is still one more opponent waiting for them this weekend. But we're not going to think about that just for now, as we start the first map of this entire Grand Finals weekend, and starting off Malaysia with the early lead in this pick, which is kind of expected. YZ with 2 early drops.
Yeah, YZ already taking early breaks, and now Chiwi, the highest accuracy in all these, shoots themselves down into the 99.4 range. Still going to be the highest, but there is a miss coming out from him, while Reserve has also actually been finding a couple of breaks here. Neo, the only one holding that full combo, still going through. We're not...
Not anymore, unfortunately, but almost. Still, it's a pretty good, it's a pretty sizable lead considering the length of this map. And here we go, just a short break section really. Neo unfortunately finding 2 consecutive drops, so that should give South Korea some hope in snatching that lead, but there's still quite a lot. There's still quite a lot of places to commit mistakes on, and you don't want to do that. And here we go with some more of these Cordy, Shieldy LN transitions. And YZ finding yet another drop. Kiwi, the only sizable combo pretty much. Neo holding on very well.
Dress up as well. Both of the Korean players aren't really able to adapt to this LN4 rather early on. We're already halfway through, and Malaysia has amassed about a 10,000 point lead, with Kiwi still holding that massive combo. It's about to approach 3,000, while everyone else is still having a little bit of trouble trying to amass some sort of combo. So this part, it seems to be stable out a little bit for the rest of the players, but Neo and
Kiwi with
Kiwi are
consecutive
gonna
misses though,
back-to-back
and
break,
South Korea.
and that lead is switched.
Kiwi finding quite a lot of drops in that Cord Streamy section, giving South Korea the lead. But there's still quarter of the chart remaining, so anything could still happen from this point.
Yeah, the miss did shift the lead over to Korea.
Oh,
but
YZ!
Right now, YZ with another break is going to send that right back, and it was on a rather tame section in comparison to the rest of the map. And now
Kiwi finding it.
He's going to hand one back, but I don't know. That score is very close in the middle. Trade misses
Kiwi
from YZ and Kiwi once again, but it seems to hit Korea a little bit harder. Malaysia is still holding on. Dresser, what is he doing? He's holding 3,000 combo towards the end. Will he beat the saving grace?
Neo as well.
2,000 combo. This is a rather even match.
Definitely, and Malaysia getting away with their first point. A few shaky moments here and there, but
ultimately Malaysia with the first pick, they picked well. They definitely went with what's comfortable for them, and yeah, it paid off. So point 1 goes to Malaysia.
Well, it's a pretty decent. It's a dream start for Malaysia here, getting the first point. But this time around, it will be the ball will be in South Korea's court. We'll have to see what their first pick is going to be, which I'm pretty sure. Unlike some of the matches we had last weekend, this will be more of a Rice versus and dichotomous match, as we have seen throughout the entire World Cup. South Korea presumably will be the ones handling most of the Rice picks. Malaysia going for most of the LNs and probably the hybrids as well.
Yeah, definitely. Something that I noticed in LN4 just now, like the first of Malaysia's misses came when there were Rice bursts in the map. So yeah, I would definitely think that if it's like pure LN, Malaysia will have a really good chance. But oh wow, South Korea going for Minerva. Okay.
Yeah, you would expect this pick to go later, but you did mention just a tad bit earlier, like Malaysia having problems with these bursty rice charts. Like some rice bursts really like managing to hit, but if they manage to go through that unscathed, like they should be fine. But this chart, however, it's burst after burst after burst after burst, and you have like these. Like,
it's just so.
Yeah, it's wacky.
Yeah, wacky is pretty much an understatement. Another wacky thing is I think this is the lowest star rating in the rice category, 6.9.
Yeah,
I think everything else was like higher than 7.
Yeah, and also just to mention, OD 6.9, HP 6.9, a very nice chart indeed.
Nice.
Well, anyways, here we go. Second pick, South Korea, bidding to tie this up very early on. I mean, as we might be seeing some of that. Basically, both of these teams going toe to toe, and here we go. Neo finding a very early act drop, and we'll have to see how South Korea will be faring here, because I presume this might be one of Dresser's favorite picks in this pool.
Even if it is his favorite, he's still not immune to finding breaks, and this burst right here, it is like combo break heaven for everyone, or combo break hell, depending on how you see it. Because like nobody is going to maintain a decent combo in this.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing lots of misses left, right, and center. Neo and Kiwi finding a few drops, especially Neo getting a few consecutive ones. YZ manages to trade one, but Resurf with a pretty sizable combo relative to how difficult the start is.
Oh, okay. I wasn't even expecting anybody to hit like 4-digit combos, but Dresser actually managed to get up to 1,000 before finally finding the break. But no one else manages to come close. Like I think YG managed to get about like 700 or something, but yeah, it's just shut down instantly. There is no space in this map for you to be able to like gather yourself and like bring that combo up. See, Chiwi just dropped at 600, but we are past the first half now, and I think the first half is the most difficult part.
But then, physically, yeah, it does appear that the first half is difficult, but then the second half just hits you like a truck with like all of those super long, basically long jacks. And this is the part where I think I mentioned in the map pool showcase where it sounds like the music was made before the chart instead of the chart
Yeah.
before the music.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Here we go. Dresser finding a combo break with that sizable combo as well. And as you see, South Korea really pulling ahead.
But Chiwi is trying to do their best here. Is he going to do break 1,000 combo? He does.
And he does.
And there
Unfortunately,
it goes.
dropping it.
It is not. Yeah, with the lead that South Korea has amassed, like they are pretty much safe right now. Only a quarter of the map, but it is still a lot of difficulty to be had. There are no more easy parts here. There is no more easy map.
Yeah, and I'm just asked at all, like how do you even play this in general?
I mean, you just hit the notes. Like it's not rocket science. You see notes falling, you hit the key that corresponds to the column, and there you go.
Yeah,
I don't know why is it so hard for everyone.
Yeah, well, I don't know how to come back from that. Oh my gosh! But anyway, South Korea getting their first point.
Right, yeah, it is their own pick, so obviously they are going to try to exploit Malaysia's weakness as much as they can, and arguably Rise 5 was the best pick to do it. But with that right now, once again, the ball is passed back over to Malaysia for them to make a shot, for them to make the choice. Probably gonna hit South Korea with another long note because this is what Malaysia does.
Yeah, and I mean, similar to what we saw last weekend when South Korea got defeated by the Philippines, I think like we might be seeing more of these point trades really, and if it goes a distance, it will be just a matter of who gets the break point first. But anyways, we have Malaysia picking LN3 here, which is Hamstrings Ataraxia, one of the OSU originals especially composed for this OSU Mania 7K World Cup.
Yep, going into Ataraxia, the straightforward LN density map. So right now Malaysia is just going to be hoping for probably some random breaks from Korea because this is pretty straightforward, but the density still does leave a lot of room for chokes to happen.
Well, you did mention chokes might happen. I mean, you have to note this is a 2-minute pick, one of the shorter picks in this pool, so not really much room to recover in case something happens. South Korea with the early lead with these initial LN patterns, but Malaysia should be able to pick up some of that slack immediately once the chart picks up, as we're seeing right now.
But yeah, okay, going into these somewhat chord-ish long notes. So there is also actually a little bit of coordination or finger independence here. You have to be careful not to release or press the wrong notes. See, Dresser already taking the first break. 1,000 notes in.
So finding yet another one once, like when we enter more of these chord streamy full LN streams really, and Neo, Kiwi, and YZ not really phased by those shield transitions, and here we go, more of these really double stare full LN inverse. Dresser finding one of yet another drop, and that should give Malaysia a bit more of a room, bit more of a breathing room with this lead, which is actually pretty sizable already.
Yeah, so far only Dressel has been finding the breaks. Everyone else is still maintaining. Even their accuracies are rather similar to each other. Right now, the difference is only Dresser who can't seem to really get a good grip on the difficulty of the map. Ellen might not be one of his strong suits, but for sure he can still play.
I mean, considering that accuracy really, YZ unfortunately finding a drop, so it's only the Malaysians with the only full combos left in this lobby. And we're not even at the main dense part of this start as well, so that should give Malaysia a bit more of that breathing room really.
Oh
Just need to
wow!
hold
Okay,
on.
both Malaysian players hit that 3-note jack, and yeah, they transitioned really nicely into the final section right here.
Oh, Neo just choking at the end,
Neo
but
does
Malaysia.
not keep that full combo, but Kiwi does manage that.
It was just a LN break as well. Malaysia comfortably
Yeah.
getting their second point.
So again, Malaysia picks up their own point, and once more, right now, South Korea will be, I assume, for a lot of the matches where there is a clear, distinct preference of styles, like South Korea is going to pick the top half of the map pool, and Malaysia is going to pick the bottom half.
Here we go. YZ, I think, is mentioning Rice 1, which is a primary speed pick here. I was about to mention South Korea picking this immediately, considering that they went for Minerva first. Like, really, both of these teams going for the sure points, essentially.
Yeah, and with Rice One, I would say also South Korea might be the favorite to win this one, or this map.
Yeah, this song title we won't attempt to say because I think only Jinjin could pull this off on stream.
Oh, Schwerkraft.
Ooh, okay,
Probably.
thank you. Probably. Anyways, here we go. We're about to start the fourth map in this match. South Korea trying to bid to tie this up and make this into a virtual best of 9. Again, the winner of this match will be facing the Philippines later tonight. Like, directly after this match. So, if anything, you don't really want to show too much, but you need to give it your all because this is practically a do or die match.
Alright, and as we said, the primary speed pick with this map with the BPM of 999. No, you did not read that wrong. No, I did not say that wrong. This is 999 BPM. And that's not all. At some parts, it does cap out at 1,248 BPM.
Yeah, it's kind of slow. It's kind of slow. And Neo kind of finding so a few of these early drops really, and like these patterns, they look super straightforward, but these are not easy to hit at all.
Yeah, these one like if I remember correctly, it's like it does look like bracket streams, but they are actually just like single note streams or something like that.
Yeah, and I don't want to mention one of these players right now because it would be nice to see an FC in this chart. But like considering the accuracy lead Team South Korea has over Malaysia, and obviously the combo advantage as well, especially with Neo finding a few sizable drops earlier, South Korea is comfortably in this lead as we're about to enter the final third of this chart where everything picks up just a tad bit more.
Yeah, as if the intro wasn't hard enough. We're not done with you yet. And we see Chibi already at 2,000 combo. Look at him, he's going for the full combo right here. This stream right here. He hit that perfectly.
Everyone hit it.
Yeah. Okay. Basically, everyone hit it because that pattern you can sort of like manip that a bit. But yeah, it is still really insane to see.
YZ and Kiwi, the only sizable combos left. I don't want to mention both of these two.
Kiwi has the full combo. Will he be able to keep that? The ending right here. There's a lot of streams happening. He's manipulating the heck out of it. Neo finds the miss. Will he keep it? Will Kiwi keep it?
He does.
And he
He
does.
does.
For the record, curses do not exist.
Yeah. But even with Kiwi's full combo, though, South Korea gets this point by merit, by basically merit of like just being this consistent.
Shout out to YZ's ratio. There's a 666 regular 300s.
Anyways, now again the ball. Carry on.
It's nice to see.
Also, dresser for the experiment 626 with that 300 count as well. Those who know who knows what that refers to.
Stitch.
Yup. Anyway, speaking of that blue little thing, it is the team in blue that is going to be picking this time around Team Malaysia, which I would presume should be picking any of these remaining LN picks.
Will we be seeing VTuber pick, or will we be getting Rickroll? Or maybe they'll just go with a hybrid, because why not?
It's an option. But then, like, if you go for the hybrid, so like, there's a lot of risky stuff in there. Beyond the Axis is like, from what I remember from the showcase. Of course, we're gonna get Rickrolled. But anyways, as what I was about to say earlier, Beyond the Axis would be like super tricky as pretty much in general for all of these players. Same for the other two hybrid picks, but this time around though, Malaysia going for the LN release pick. And it's a very good song as well.
Sang by the man himself, Camellia. We couldn't get Rick Astley to actually sing Never Gonna Give You Up. We don't get a remaster of the original, but we do have a Camellia remix.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you. Yeah, here we go with this pick.
Let's go.
Well, even though with a very very good song, you could feel the tension here. Even with this even while everyone is still loading in.
So with Log Note 1, this is going to be a little bit more focused on the release aspect. But seeing as this is already grand finals, we can't really just like have it pure release. You gotta throw in a bit of everything as well.
Anyways, Neo, Dresser, and YZ finding some of these early drops. I think we'll be expecting Kiwi to pretty much, just go through this start very well. Hopefully we're not raising a flag or something.
Nah, curses don't exist. If he misses, it's because he chose to.
Yeah. Here we go. First chorus. Everyone going through this very well. Everyone maintaining their pretty sizable combos already. Malaysia, though, with a very slight lead, just to mention. South Korea is holding up very well, so any mistakes here from any of these two Malaysian players, Dresser and Chibi finding a trade though, and
both of the high combos for the respective teams are going to be taking the drop. But okay, now YZ is going to be finding the break, and now once again Dresser and Neo trading. Chibi is going to be building back up to 1,000 combo, and that is going to be huge for Malaysia. That is going to help tremendously.
Indeed, but like the lead, Neo. Kiwi unfortunately finding a drop, Dresser trading one of those, but South Korea will be picking up the lead from this for the meantime. You don't really want to commit any more of these mistakes if you're Team Malaysia.
So halfway through right now, accuracies from both teams are also pretty similar. Neo going to be the lowest and actually followed by Kiwi. So the combo breaks are not helping at all, and now this little bit of a break section right here, just to gather their bearings a little bit. YZ is going to be holding once again really decent combo. Chiwi finds the break, and here a build up. Will we see any more breaks coming in? Oh, everybody hit that 7-key jack, but there's
Yes, sir, unfortunately.
right after that.
YZ and Neo pretty much the only sizable never mind
And
for
there we
YZ.
go.
Neo the only sizable combo left in Malaysian side, and Malaysia gets the lead. Obvious with already Bresser and YZ resetting their combos. Malaysia needs to hold on to these notes, literally and figuratively, because the lead is still pretty small considering considering how everyone here is super consistent.
Oh,
That's
Chiwi
a
and
Chiwi
Bresser
finding a
already
trade.
trading. I think it's too little too late, and there it is. Malaysia will be taking up their 3rd point against South Korea. Once again, we are not going to see any break points because these teams have been picking what they are most comfortable with respectively. And once again, right now, South Korea will have the choice to go for probably another rice map because that is what they do.
Well, what rice picks are left? Malaysia did ban the core jack pick, so we have the 2 chord stream picks and the 2 mixed rice picks, the short one and the long one.
All right, Core 3 might be a little bit of a risk because especially with like the light Core 3, light but faster. I think that was Rice 3.
Yeah, it's rice tree for all.
Yeah,
For all the
Rice
marbles.
3 Rice 3 is probably going to be the easiest rice pick. So if Malaysia is going to take a breakpoint, it is probably gonna be on Rice 3. Anything else might be a little bit more difficult.
Team South Korea is probably opting to do their tactical timeout right now. We're just waiting for confirmation from the referee. Well, it's a pretty nice time though to just. Oh, never mind. They
Oh, they're not-
are
they're
going
not
for Rice
going
7.
So they are going to opt for the long mixed rice pick.
Oh, they're opting to do it right now. Just get the pick in and go for the timeout.
Yeah, so they make their selection of Rice 7 and they use their timeout right now. What do you do in the timeout?
Well, like essentially, in a match that has been pretty even, this is usually when you either like maybe have someone like get a practice run in, or like try to just keep track of what's left in the pool and do the strategy. Let's make sure that everything is in order. Maybe if there's a plan that needs to be changed, because like at this point, like if this continues on, you will really need to rely on one of these teams getting on your team getting the break point, that very vital break point, just to get that advantage immediately.
Okay, understandable. But although it does confuse me a bit, right? Why South Korea they did the pick and then use their timeout for this pick? Don't they already get 2 minutes?
Yeah, and then another 2 minutes will be added on, as far as I know.
Alright, yeah, okay, they add on after that. And meanwhile, Malaysia is going to be using South Korea's timeout to presumably go practice the map a little bit more. I assume that's what the Malaysian team is doing, considering both of them are not in the room anymore.
Maybe just fixing a few issues, like let's say maybe a keyboard, or maybe some keyboard checks or something like that. I mean, like this is let's talk about the pick for a second. Like this is the longer mixed rice pick, and like this will be the easier of the 2 mixed rice picks as well. So it might be that Malaysia is also just keeping note of what's in here.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. Like maybe just go into the editor, maybe try and practice some parts that they're not comfortable on. Just trying to make the best use of this downtime as they can.
Dresser, intriguingly, is the only one opting to stay in the lobby. maybe just chilling out to this music, which I presume is playing right now. Maybe also something to maybe just a moment to remind the audience as well, like to stay hydrated because we have quite a long night ahead of us.
Hmm. But as we have mentioned before, immediately after this match, at 30 minutes from now, actually, if they do finish on time, will be Philippines against the winner of this match. So they are not going to be able to get much of a break after this match happens.
Yeah, like it's kind of intriguing. Like, I'm pretty sure this is what I've noticed really from top level mania players. Like even just taking a drink of water basically wastes like 30 minutes of warm up.
Yes, okay, yeah, you bring up a really good point. Maybe Malaysia is just trying to stay warm. And maybe same with YZ, but I don't know. YZ was the one that called the timeout, so maybe he has something else to. Maybe he has some other issues to attend to.
Probably that, or maybe just a bathroom break. Really, like who knows? Like
it could be that. It could be that.
I mean, the players know how to handle themselves, pretty sure. Anyways, it seems that everyone is back.
Yep. Both teams, both the players are in the lobby, and once again, we are not going to be seeing any roster swaps up until now. Pick number 6, Neo and Chiwi taking on Dresser and YZ on Ultra Blazers. The long mixed rice pick.
And with a very nice drain time as well of 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Yeah, I think this is one of the longest picks in the pool as well.
Aside from tiebreaker, of course, we always have to get that in.
Anyways, if there's anything though, again, I did mention this a bit earlier, but for anyone else who missed like some of the commentary during the break, this is essentially the easier of the two mixed rice picks that we'll be having, and considering that its length as well, you kind of have to get that accuracy in as much as you could. YZ Dresser and Neo finding a few drops here, but you see the accuracy advantage immediately South Korea has.
Yeah, Neo not really known for his stellar rice accuracy, and he's much more a long note player. See, actually in the intro here, even Neo is already starting to crumble under the pressure, already finding himself under 99%. While everyone else is just gonna be, chilling up at the high 99, mid 99s. And Dresser at 99.7, the only one who at this moment is at 990k pace, but as the map goes on, I highly doubt that will be the case anymore.
Kiwi, just to mention, is the only full combo left in this lobby, just to get that out of the way.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, you did mention that Neo isn't really known to like at least as being like a rice player, pretty much. Even though they're maintaining a very decent run, like I'm pretty sure like the dynamic here is pretty much like just try to survive the rice picks.
Yes, couldn't have said it better myself. Well, Chiwi, he's also very much known for insane LM plays, but even on rice, he can hold his own. Even his accuracy is very much comparable to other top players. Even if he's only known for really good LN, but his rice also pretty good.
Yeah, we're seeing it right now. Kiwi practically going toe to toe with Dresser already in the accuracy department, but it's really the difference between Neo and YZ making the score gap appear pretty large. Here we go. The patterns are starting to pick up a bit more with this speed. Really, Neo finding it under the drop. YZ and Dresser pretty comfortable with this. Kiwi as well.
Yeah, in fact, Chiwi is the only one at 990k pace right now. If anybody is going to be getting 990k, it might be him. Dresser is also rather close behind, but that one miss is not going to help. So far, only one miss coming out after that from Dresser, but Neo once again is going to be trading that back.
But again, the consistency between in these Korean players really showing the difference. Neo basically at 98.6. like it basically nullifies Kiwi's advantage here in terms of act, but obviously there were a few drops as well, as we've seen basically throughout the entire chart as it stands. Now we enter the final quarter after this just a very short break section.
Yeah, they do get a little bit of a break section, but this is just a precursor to the hell that is about to befall them.
You gotta brace yourselves, everyone, because there's a lot of rice that's about to fall.
And right now, Korea will be entering the final quarter of the map with about a 20,000 point lead.
Dresser finding a drop going into this ending chord stream, but again, Kiwi though unfortunately
out that
dropping
full
the combo.
and Neo following suit rather quick after that. While Jessup and YZ are both going to be holding above that 400 combo cap, while Chibi finally, he just manages to get himself back up there. Neo as well, and now Jessup and YZ are going to be trading, but is there enough time? There should be. If there are more breaks coming out from South Korea, Malaysia still do have the chance, but I highly doubt that's going to happen though.
Ooh, Dresser finding yet another drop. We do note here, even though Neo and Chibi finding a few drops really, and these ending bracket streams, South
only
Korea
YZ,
really pulling
only YZ manages to hold on to that. What is this?
Yeah, it's YZ with a very
Alright.
sharp drop, but it won't matter. It won't matter though.
The ending spike finally took down his combo, but it does not matter. That is enough for South Korea to once again pick up their own point, bringing it to 3-3.
Something to note, however, like that ending chord stream really, like the part where it's super rolly, we did see Neo hold on to that combo very well. So if Malaysia is taking note of anything, Rice 3 might be a point of contention here. As you did mention earlier.
With the patterning being rather light, but it's just faster with the speed that both of the teams possess. Like it really could go either way. But right now, the pick number 7, Malaysia has exhausted all of the long note picks, going with Digital Life Hacker as their final long note pick, because that is all that is left.
Well, now similar to earlier, which was the longest rice pick, this is the longest LN pick. And the pattern here is considerably easier, like just a tad bit lighter really compared to the shorter picks, which are a bit more brutal, but it doesn't mean that this isn't brutal though. The song sounds cute, but the chart isn't.
Yeah, we're at grand finals. Every single map already looks like just a flurry of nonsense.
Neo finding an early drop also for Kiwi as well. South Korea is surprisingly holding on to this very well. A very different dynamic as we saw from earlier.
They are Dress-Up and YZ both on full combos.
Yeah, this isn't the same as we saw earlier, but Malaysia, as they continue to build up their combos, we do see some of that advantage go down, and it's a pretty lengthy chart, so there's still room for Malaysia to catch up pretty much.
Yeah, they just have to hold on. There is still a definite chance for Malaysia to come back from this.
Also just to note that there are some LN arts in this chart, but I think we missed a few of them already, unfortunately. Ooh, South Korea actually pulling just a tad bit ahead now. They have overall the better accuracies, really.
But Neo is going to be taking massive hits, but so does YZ, also taking a drop. And then once again, Neo and YZ once again going to be trading TV and Dresser these so high combos for their own teams respectively. But if it keeps on continuing to be trades, it is going to benefit South Korea a lot more. Oh, we just saw some LN art. 1, 2, 3.
Not much really going into not really much going into Dresser and what and Kiwi's plays here. Like just to note, like Kiwi's act is pretty nutty. YZ as well. Dresser finally dropping their combo. Unfortunately, Neo
But now
trading
Kiwi
one
is
Kiwi as well.
also Kiwi also gonna be trading that. And
Not
right now,
something Malaysia wants. YZ and Neo finding yet another trade.
it's hitting Malaysia a lot more. Neo unable to maintain any sort of combo. That one section just really messed him up.
As it stands, South Korea is on the verge on getting that break point that they really need to get that advantage pretty much in the with the remaining picks in the pool.
Final quarter here. YZ finding the break.
Three hearts, four hearts.
Kiwi got himself a broken heart. Everyone else
good
managed
one.
to hold that.
Good one. Good one.
I've just been sitting on that. Yeah, from the week I saw the showcase, I saw the heart and like, okay, if anyone breaks there, they're getting broken heart.
But anyways, Dresser, what is that combo?
That is about 3,000, and that is going to go all the way to the end because he is not going to miss.
Good one. Good one.
Oh, sorry, I meant Kiwi was not going to miss, but unfortunately that does not matter. It is a break point in favor of South Korea this time, taking on the LN point against the LN team.
Well, South Korea finally getting that break point, and it's going into their pick as well. A very vital stage in this match now.
Yeah, and now with South Korea having the power of choice, they are 1 point up. They have the opportunity to bring it up to give themselves a buffer of one extra point. They can bring it to 5-3, but with this there is still 2 court stream picks and 1 mixed rice pick. So maybe they might go for rice 6. Let's try to squeeze as much as they can before they inevitably have to go into the court streams, which Malaysia could stand a chance if they are consistent on it.
Just a matter of whether Malaysia is also willing to take the risk later on their own pick, maybe. Because the hybrids as well, like, it's not as open as what would everyone think, I would presume. Especially considering what we saw on the recent pick just now.
Yeah, we do see that South Korea can also take a point off of Malaysia on long notes. So yeah, hybrids will also pose a little bit of a risk because they do contain both very rice focused and very LN heavy sections, which both teams do have an equal opportunity of choking on. But
wait, South Korea opting on for Love and Justice.
Alright, going into the dense court stream pick. So yeah, Malaysia with court streams, it's a consistency battle. So I think combo breaks this time will mean a lot more. Because like with both teams, their skill levels, I think they could potentially come close to a full combo. We might see one of the higher team scores for Rice 2.
Well, like if I remember this chart correctly, like a pretty decent amount of this chart is basically just heavy chords on like essentially one half timing. So there is some room to gain act here, but then once the chord streams pick up, it just goes.
Yeah, it does. Okay, so starting off, we once again going to be seeing the same lineup once again. No swaps out for any team whatsoever. $200 BPM chord streams. I think we might be seeing some. As I said previously, I think this is going to be one of the higher team scores compared to some of the other picks that we've already seen.
Well, if that happens, though, this pick like despite how it looks, like this part looks, once essentially like the second half of this song hits, like even here, YZ and Neo finding a trade in this bracket stream, Dresser and Kiwi holding on very well to their combos.
And so right now the difference is going to be purely on accuracy right now, with Neo just getting back up to 99% and YZ, although both him and Neo taking the drop, but
Oh, Dresser finding 2 consecutive drops.
okay, so this already looks good for Malaysia. Chibi just has to hold combo for a while longer. But
Well, never mind though. So
and
that gives
means
South
shoots right
Korea.
back to South Korea. But no, Neo is the one with the higher combo, basically almost matching with YZ, but that accuracy is not doing him favors, and that miss as well is going to reset that, and another one.
Like, we're going to see pretty much these kinds of super tense chord streams for the rest of this chart, so the stamina factor here will also be coming in. YZ finding a drop, Dresser and Kiwi, the only sizable combos. And here we go, final stream.
Chibi has really insane accuracy right here, but oh well, that is no more.
Unfortunate.
He was
But then
already
here
on
goes
99.7.
Dresser.
Final stream is coming up.
Dresser really looking to
just with chords. Yeah.
destroy.
Ooh.
Looking to destroy
YZ.
this final section.
YZ took a little bit of a column lock, but it's not going to be enough. I think I think Team Malaysia just found a little bit too many breaks, and unfortunately for Malaysia, South Korea, they pick a point on their own pick. Malaysia do not get to force a break point.
Now, if you're Team Malaysia, what do you pick this time around? You exhausted all of the LN picks. Rise 3, though it might be close, it's too risky.
Yeah,
The
Rise 3,
hybrids.
they're probably just gonna let Korea pick that. Hybrids is most likely the way to go.
But you have to note, it isn't as open as what other people might think.
Yeah, but it is the lesser of two evils. Because with
Yeah,
Rise 3, I wouldn't say that they're any sort of confident on it. It's just that if they get the full combo, they get the full combo, but it's not something that they will actively go for. They're most likely going to try and hope that South Korea breaks on something that is a little bit more unorthodox, something that is not really in their comfort zone per se.
That is correct indeed. I mean, if you don't take any risks, if you don't take any risks, you won't really get the rewards.
Yeah.
Here we go. Team Malaysia immediately going. I think this is hybrid 1 if I remember my titles, the song titles correctly.
Hybrid 1 optimal solution, that is.
And I think Malaysia is hoping that this is indeed the optimal solution to their problem right now. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
but actually looking at the notes, Hybrid 1 seems to be a little bit more Rise focused. But so far,
Well,
not really
I mean-
seeing that.
I mean, to be fair, like most of these hybrids, really, they do still work as an LN pick if you're that kind of team. But like these patterns, like Malaysia just needs to hold on to these. Unfortunately,
Malaysia
Neo
does
finding
not
an early
hold on.
drop.
Yeah, unfortunately, the only drop. While Korea is still holding that double FC, and Chiri at 99.74, just 0.01% under YZ, but that is swapped right now. And right now, this is going into a pretty dense LN section right here. Supposedly Malaysia's bread and butter, but unfortunately, or fortunately, South Korea are going to be finding double breaks. But for Malaysia, unfortunately, right now, both Neo and Chiwi have lost out their combo, so it's pretty much a combo reset for both teams.
Yeah, it's a pretty hard transition as well, going off the dense LNs and you just go for like essentially what is essentially a delay stream. Like it's,
Yeah.
I'm pretty like the way it just looks, it doesn't look fun. Like I'm pretty sure like once you're on the keyboard already, it's not exactly the most fun to transition from basically holding on to needing to be super light on your fingers yet again. And South Korea really looking to pull ahead.
So far, they're doing that. A little bit of rice burst over here. Oh, both teams transitioning beautifully into that, but Gasserv is going to be taking a little bit of a combo break, but so does Neo, and now the rest of the lobby has found breaks of their own. As it is right now, trading misses is not going to do Malaysia any favors. They need to hold on, but unfortunately, I don't think this is something that they can come back from. That lead is almost at 50,000 points. There is not much math to go. It's going to need Malaysia is going to need a heck of a meltdown coming out from South Korea. But this is South Korea. I don't think they're interested in doing that at all.
And there you go. South Korea, 1 point away from booking a ticket to the grand finals.
Yeah, Malaysia unfortunately losing out another breakpoint to South Korea, giving the Koreans right now, putting them on match point. And what rice pick will it be? Will it be the light but fast court stream or the shorter mixed rice pick? Do we see rice tree?
Part of me would
or
think
rice
that they'll be
picks?
going for what? Maybe rice sticks? Because like, I'm pretty rice tree might look just a tad bit risky.
Yeah,
Really depends.
For Korea, rice tree would be the higher risk compared to rice 6.
Oh, they're going for hybrid 3 instead. Oh wait, no, wait. We got debated.
No, Neo just asked me for that.
We got debated. Okay. Thank you so much, Leo. Oh,
Never mind. It
Of
is
course
hybrid
they-
3. Let's go.
hybrid 3. Okay. So is that a reverse debate? What?
Sure. But I'm not sure. If Chiwi is liking that pick. He's actually asking for South Korea to go back to rice 6. But are we getting reverse debated?
I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know how to call this anymore. I think Kiwi was. I think this is just Kiwi like maybe trying to put like saying what he was expecting. This is kind of left field though, out of left field for South Korea. But in a way, this does make sense. This is a super fast pick. It's essentially like what a mini tiebreaker of some sorts already. Like
Also, 11.28 stars.
yeah, like you really just want to take advantage of physicality. Take advantage of physicality, really. That you just know that South Korea has.
Yeah, Malaysia gotta hope for South Korea to take a couple of random breaks here and there, and as usual, Malaysia they are going to hope that they can hold on to their combo as best they can. While Chile
Leo?
does hold on, everyone else does not.
Dresser and YZ.
Ooh,
Dresser
yeah,
and YZ
Dresser and
finding
YZ.
some consecutive drops, yeah.
Consecutive drops on that like one hand shield. But that was only a couple of breaks. That's probably going to be the last we're seeing of that pattern that took down their combos. But now, in the right section, Kiwi is going to be finding a break, and that lead right now going over to Korea. And Neo
Struggling now with these delay streams.
delay streams, something that Korea is very fluent in. Although YT does pick up a break, it does not matter. Dresser has the good combo to back that up. Well, overall, Malaysia TV is also doing the best that they can. Well, unfortunately, Neo also finding a lot of breaks on the right section.
Dresser like arguably one of the best Rice players in this entire roster, really showing that pedigree.
Okay, the song might tone down and the pattern might look simple, but it is not. It is not.
Yeah, it's essentially like basically a shield LN. Like it's so hard to hit. Neo finding a drop on that transition essentially, and Dresser still holding on to that very sizable combo, and looking to possibly recover to 99% AC as well.
It's going to be a really tough to come back from though. Malaysia, I think they're about 20,000 points down, and they have only about 2/3 of the map left to hopefully salvage a point back.
But there's still half the chart remaining, but they need to start. They need to start now.
Taking a break
everyone hitting.
Oh, but yeah, okay.
Everyone hit the spacebar mini jack. Yeah.
Oh, the speedy, dense, the really dense, very physical part is coming up. Neo and YC both taking breaks. Chewy and Dresser still holding on. What is Dresser doing? He's not allowed to hold that.
And Chewy as well.
Yeah,
everyone hitting the long jack. Ooh.
Oh, long jack here on the column 1 to 7, but seems only YC had a little bit of trouble with it. But right now, less than a quarter of the map to go, and the lead has only grown 40,000 points.
Oh, Dresser unfortunately finding a drop.
Finally loses out his really big combo.
But is it enough though? Kiwi and Neo really oh no, Kiwi!
It's not enough. Neo and Chiwi right now crumbling under the pressure. YZ and Dresser managing to hold where Malaysia could not. And even though right now Korea does find out more breaks, unfortunately the damage just already been done. Malaysia will be ending this tournament, their 7K MWC run, finishing in 3rd place.
And South Korea booking a ticket to the grand finals, which will be happening in a few minutes from now. Congratulations, South Korea, for securing at least 2nd place. Well, what a run it has been for Malaysia. 2 podiums in a row in the 7K World Cup. Very respectable for a team that has this amount of pedigree. But now, we have essentially confirmed a rematch of the 2019 Oceania 7K World Cup Finals.
Yep. South Korea will be taking on Philippines, and that match will be happening 2.5 minutes from now. And with that, we also have a pair of new commentators coming to take our place.
Yeah, and let me introduce you guys to the 2 commentators who will be commentating the grand finals match. We have Potassium F and Mifa. Again, this is Sergio85 and Crayolian in the commentary booth for possibly the last time this World Cup, stepping out and saying our farewells.
Thank you very much for that. I am Potassium F, joined with me right now with Mifa as well. We don't really have that much time for a break here.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be actually kind going back to back matches so far. This block is generally, pretty short considering we have the next 2 minutes, or I guess the next 5 minutes from there. We're going to be having the repeat of the 2019 match, which is the South Korea versus Philippines. Although Philippines coming in the winner's bracket, which means South Korea has to win twice against Philippines in this case.
Yeah, there's actually a couple of advantages that Philippines have right now, being part of that winner's bracket coming in. Korea, of course, just winning that loser's bracket final. But Philippines have the advantage that they only have to win once. Korea has to win 2 times against the Philippines right now. So we are potentially looking at a very long night of matches. If South Korea manage to win this next match that's coming up, there will be another one immediately after. Exact same matchup, exact same map pool. So this could be a very, very long match, especially since we know, of course, South Korea, they have the ability to be able to beat the Philippines, even though Philippines did win just before.
Yeah, absolutely. Although it's not something that South Korea has, is that information on what Philippines will actually going to be playing for the Grand Finals map pool, considering, I mean, Grand Finals map pool has been generally quite difficult for most of the players anyway. Although some players can be able to FC, some players be able to making sure they have minimizing the miscounts and so on. Even the accuracy gonna be tanking a little bit. But although Philippines gonna have a fresh new slate to work with, and hopefully they're gonna be able to withstand the amount of South Korea's pressure they have.
Okay, one thing there though, the players should not be able to FC these maps. That is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know how that has been happening. I don't know why that's been happening, but these players are just absolutely out of their minds how good they are overall. But you are right, Philippines is coming into this very fresh, right? They've probably just had their warm-ups and should be good to go, peak condition at this time. Whereas South Korea, they've just come off of a fairly long match themselves. So there is the chance that Dressurf and YZ feeling a little bit of fatigue in their hands right now. But that said, when players are of this caliber, they should still be okay to play out the map pool.
Yeah, I mean, considering the scenario here, if South Korea actually won and get a bracket reset, that also meant they actually gonna be playing 3 sets of matches, like absolutely insane. So that's like what, two and a half hours, 3 hours straight of instant barrage of Grand Finals map pool. That's kind of insane.
And they have to win every single one of them. If they want to win this tournament, they have to win 3 times in a row, just non-stop. It will be, basically, as you said, I think it has to be at least 3.5 hours straight. If that match just then took 1 hour in full, this match right here, I think it's going to be very, very hard fought as well.
Yeah, they're gonna have a tough wall to climb from this point onward, especially the fatigue starting to wear thin on South Korea's side. Although I don't think that would have too much of an issue of being on the fatigue side of things.
Yeah, we are potentially only 1/3 of the way through this single session of Mania that we're witnessing between these players, and well, it looks like we've got the players in the lobby already. Maybe gonna start seeing the picks and bans coming out fairly soon. But I think there's a fairly clear-cut strategy for either of these teams. Just like what we saw in the previous match, Philippines has been picking the LN maps. And against South Korea, that does seem to be a good option. There was a little bit of opportunity that we saw Malaysia managing to exploit there in the LN maps.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I feel like this has a similar strategy. For, like you said, that Philippines are going to be picking long node picks on most of the matches anyway, and although they have a couple of hybrids on their sleeve, so it's not out of the woods for South Korea just yet to even play them straight up. Although Rice picks are kind of up in the air for Philippines, because we don't know what Philippines is going to have to, making sure they're going to have it picking straight up.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, especially when we get, as you said, those Rice picks, the hybrids. Not exactly sure how it's going to pan out overall, but we do know that all of these players, we see 8 names here. All 8 of these players are ridiculously strong. I think both teams should be fine overall with the scaling up into the grand finals, the level of difficulty raising. We did see South Korea, of course, just then. They are very, very strong as expected. So it's just whether or not the Philippines can keep up with that level of play. And they do have some information as well. They do have some information about what picks South Korea are going to go for. They have information about what kind of scores they get on some of these maps. So it could be very helpful for the Philippines to determine what they go for, what they feel like they're safer with.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I mean, at the very least for the Osamania 7 community, none of these names are unrecognizable. You can clearly see that these names are pretty much becoming a brand for themselves. Like, you have Boji, Arona, Kura, and Berry, and those players are absolutely like the top-notch stuff for basically for the Philippines. And South Korea, they have all their names right up in their sleeve. They have also their brand for themselves. So we're battling between 2 brands altogether, and they're gonna be playing absolutely out of their minds here, basically.
Yeah, you would have to expect something spectacular is about to happen when we see names like this in the same lobby. And it looks like the rolls are coming in.
66 for South Korea. Not bad for a roll, but could be better. Oh, no. Well, Boshi's rolling 35 for Philippines.
Okay, so South Korea does win the roll here after losing their roll against Malaysia. Evens out. So it is going to be the Philippines banning their first map. You would have to imagine maybe one of the Rice picks would be the guess against a team like South Korea. I see Minerva as something that...
Yeah, well... yeah, Minerva it's not something that South Korea will have to, like, making sure they get a free point on, because Minerva is an absolute anti-act pick.
Yeah, when we're talking about just raw physicality, that's definitely one of those picks in the pool. And South Korea, I mean, you know, you just look on the leaderboards, they have the raw physicality, they have Dressurf and YZ. And yep, it's going to be that ban coming out from Philippines. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, well, South Korea has been dominating pretty much on the... Getting 930k-ish for Dresser on something like this is not like... It's not something that Philippines don't want to touch on.
And, oh, interesting. We're going to see a bit of a switch up on the bans for South Korea. They're not going to be banning the same pick as before. They're going to go for the LN Density, actually. That is a pick that they did lose against Malaysia, but it was a fairly close map, if I remember correctly.
Seems like Philippines doesn't want to play Ataraxia, apparently.
Thank God. Okay, there you go. So both teams liking that set of bans coming in here, but it is going to be South Korea's pick, so it'll be interesting to see what they go for. Interestingly enough, the Jack pick Azure Box is up, not banned this time, and we know that South Korea have very much liked the Jack picks so far in this tournament.
Philippines will probably making sure they have to have a decent advantage of making sure they're gonna be winning every single LN picks, because otherwise South Korea will gonna have that edge to making sure they're gonna be retaliating with their own picks. So Philippines will basically have 2 lives on the line. So if they lost this life for bracket reset, they still have another chance to making sure they're gonna take a point. Although South Korea will be picking Frums again, the Ultra Lasers.
Yeah, this is the mixed rice pick, the one that's very long, 4.5 minutes long. So we're going to see these players coming in here to play very soon. You would expect the same 2 players for South Korea. They've been playing every map so far today, Dressurf and YZ.
Yeah,
Philippines,
although Dressurf needs to switch up though.
Yeah. Yep, Dressurf for Team Philippines here, switching sides at the last moment.
And Kura absolutely be staying in for the 100% the entire tournament. So making sure the Philippines gonna have their big guns up and ready.
Yeah, and I wonder if we're going to see a switch out at some point in this match as well. Last week in the finals map pool, Berry did play every map, so Kura and Berry were the 2 for Philippines. But we do know, of course, Arona is extremely strong as well. Boji, I think, is still suffering from an injury, so we may not be able to see him this match.
Yeah, unfortunately, when it comes to this, you feel like you would want to have a 4th player for the team. So unfortunately, having 3 players is something like a handicap, but also making sure that the other 3 players will be able to play the rest of the pool.
Yeah, I do think that even without Boji, it is a bit of a loss, but at the same time, the other 3 players have a lot of firepower still within them. All 3 players being extremely strong, and we're going to get off to the first map here. This is South Korea's pick, so they're going to look to start off with a little bit of an advantage here going into the rest of the match.
Yeah, starting out with the first pick does seem to have YZ have a bit of a issue on the intro, which should be not bad, although Kura takes off on the first miss, oddly enough, on the intro.
Yeah, some early misses here, but overall evening out between the 2 teams. It's going to be Berry and Dressurf tying, but Berry finds a miss. Okay, only Dressurf is with the full combo already so early on into the match. And it's going to be South Korea with a little bit of a lead. Although this is a very long map, so that shouldn't be too safe just yet. Another miss from Berry.
A consecutive drop by Berry seems a bit odd, especially on this intro. Nothing too fancy going with the patterning, especially that some kind of patterning does start to ramp up a fair bit.
Here we go, getting in another miss from YZ. That's going to even it out just a bit. As far as accuracies are concerned, though, South Korea, with Dressurf on that kind of accuracy, is going to be a little bit in the lead here. 99.78 is extremely high.
making sure the ag game is still alive for South Korea, although they're still not on the denser parts of the map yet. It's still like three-quarters of left. Although Kura finding a miss. Oh, Dresser finding a drop on there. Great section.
That was quite a lot of misses, I think, at once. That dropped a significant amount, almost 0.3% for Dresser in that one chord. So now this is actually going to tie things up just a little bit. The accuracy lead is gone now. The Philippines should start clawing their way back.
Some weird snapping is going up, and the speed patterns corrupt up until here doesn't seem to phase up too much of the players in the lobby right now. Although the lead's kind of shrinking for a fair bit. YZ taking the drop on that speed section. There's still no lead whatsoever here.
Yeah, now this is flickering back and forth. I think with YZ still below 400 combo, this might be in favor of Philippines, but no, Kura and Berry. Those are huge misses.
They're back on 400 combo for South Korea, so Philippines is gonna have to play the catch-up game right now. 6,000 point lead outright at the moment.
Silver lining in those misses is they did not lose much accuracy at all, so the accuracy lead is basically non-existent for South Korea. A couple more misses could give Philippines back the lead, but we are still only halfway into the map.
Still halfway in.
Still.
The lead's kind of shrinking. I feel like Dresser is trying to preserve combo as much as he can.
Yeah, the combo is what really matters right here. It's the biggest reason why South Korea has the lead.
But taking a drop there? There's a bit of 2,000 point lead. There's no point whatsoever here.
Look at this accuracy. 99.47 on 3 players. 3 players have the same accuracy now.
Watch these rig sections gonna tank a lot here.
Oh my god, look at the point lead. It's less
than 2,000. Before the storm. There's a last corner map left.
I hope these players have the scoreboard turned off. This would be way too nerve-wracking right now for them.
Bit of 200 from the Philippines side here. Custom the court stream doesn't see. Why is he taking another drop right there? Does seem to have a little bit of edge in the Philippines.
But act drop from Berry. This is going to be still in South Korea's favor. Berry finding a miss as well.
Dresser in business. Only Kuro's left with a big combo. Why is he fighting at the 400 now? There's no lead still up until this very point.
But it's looking like it's just barely staying in South Korea's favor just by a little bit.
I saw that flicker towards the Philippine side. Why is it drop? Berry also dropping as well.
Oh, but they're holding it. South Korea managing to hold their lead just barely. The only one holding combo throughout this entire section is Kura. But multiple misses from Berry, and that looks like it seals the deal at the very end of the map.
Wow, Berry is taking so much damage on that literal dense patterns here, and South Korea is going to edge it out with a 34k point lead. That was very close up until the last 20 seconds.
That is the closest 34k point lead I've ever seen. That should not have been 34k points. The ending section, I think, just Berry running out of stamina just a little bit at those end parts. But overall, we can see the scores. If 970k is the average between some of these players, this is a very high level game, and South Korea manages to take their first point.
Yeah. Fortunately, that was South Korea's pick, so Philippines doesn't have to take too much pressure on that point, especially this is not their pick. So Philippines are going to have to making sure they retaliate with the correct pick for themselves.
Yeah, it is Philippines' turn to pick, and the LN picks are looking quite good right now for them. It's just a matter of which one do they want to go for first. They have information about South Korea's scores on 3 of these, that is.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 of these are pretty much beneficial for them. I mean, actually, like, given Ultimate Weapon was banned by South Korea from the last match, so it's still a bit of a question mark that Philippines want to go with that too. Oh, they're going for the Rickroll. Alright.
We're Never Gonna Give You Up Rickroll map. Very first pick from the Philippines. This is a fairly tricky one overall to try and, get accuracy on it in any way due to the releases.
The nature of this pool does seem to revolve around funny patterns and funny songs.
Yeah, we are well into the kind of difficulty where these players are not going to be focusing on accuracy as much as just, holding onto the combo, really.
I mean, most importantly, they're gonna be having fun for most of these maps anyway, so it doesn't seem to stress them out too much.
So same 4 players looking to stay in for this one. I think we may get a repeat of last week, where the same 4 players played every map.
I mean, any athlete is basically does nothing because it gets to a point it gets worse up until the ending. So any lead is basically nothing.
Well, early miss from Berry, that's going to give South Korea a little bit of a lead. But in terms of accuracy, it's actually Team Philippines that's in the lead for the accuracy. So this lead is very, very tiny, and YZ now missing.
Wow, why is it actually been struggling with the accuracy? 98.2 up until the intro.
Both Philippines players close to 99%. Dressurf also holding 99%. So that accuracy is definitely what's keeping Philippines in the lead.
Not by much at the sound of things. These patterns are just absolutely gross, and I don't know how these players are going to manage throughout all of these. Berry taking another drop there. Why is it trading that out?
Those 2 players on the bottom just trading back and forth, but Berry finds another one. Kura now finding a miss. That's an FC gone.
Also the dresser too.
Okay, both players from South Korea missing it. It's just going to go back and forth, back and forth. Both players again from South Korea now. Philippines
Kura managed to... Yeah, Philippines managed to stabilize now.
A little bit in the lead, but we're only halfway through. Dressurf with another miss. All of these accuracies now have all evened out. They're all so similar.
Philippines basically the same mirror for each other. 98.65 throughout the entire way through.
And this accuracy from South Korea is basically the same as well. Just YZ. I mean, look, once again, we have 3 players on 98.71.
0.72.
They're exactly the same for 3 players. YZ is a tiniest bit behind.
Although by tiniest bit behind, it does depend on how many misses you have. Although Kura did find another miss for their side. Although the lead doesn't seem to switch too much yet.
Yeah, fairly clean miss. Accuracy is still high for Kura, so this lead shouldn't change
the
too much.
7 key jacks.
Oh, YZ and Kura those were both heavy misses. But I think YZ dropping a little bit more accuracy, and Dressurf, YZ both missing now. Berry trades it, but Kura's still holding on above 400 combo.
Yeah, until the ending does seem to manage to find a struggle for both sides here. Does have a little bit of an accuracy drop here and there, but I don't think it's gonna matter since Philippines have such a huge lead by now.
Yeah, they've managed to miss just slightly less than South Korea have, and this accuracy is still well in their advantage. So it is going to be about 20,000 points the lead for Team Philippines. Going to tie it up 1-1, so both teams winning their own picks right out of the gate.
Look how similar for Kura, Berry, and Dresser. 98.59, 98.63, 98.61. These are deviation of by 0.2%.
The scores and
0.02%.
the accuracies. The accuracies and the scores, everything about those 3 scores are so ridiculously similar to each other.
I mean, if you could match up 2 of these players on a 1v1 setting, this is like nothing for Elite.
Yeah. Look, 200 points is the difference between Kura and Dressurf. They are perfectly tying each other.
To be seeing oh boy, Shorecrab is the pick for South Korea now.
Yep, really going to be flexing this late game physicality in terms of the Rise picks that South Korea have on their side. This is going to be the speed pick, of course, 999 BPM.
By 999 BPM, you mean like the speeds are increasing up to 1,000-ish BPM, which is not quite fast than what I'm assuming. I've seen BPMs faster. I've seen BPMs faster than this though. I've seen BPMs faster than this, honestly. I mean, if the patterns are just basically revolve around jump trail or something like that, this is probably the easiest that you can think of.
Oh, I mean, if it was jump trail, that would be fine. But unfortunately for the players, this is not exactly jump trail patterning. This is a little bit harder than that. And we're going to see how these players fare on these kind of delay speed streams. It's actually Dressurf to find the first miss.
Oh, comes to jump to here. Doesn't see Okura after the miss Berry as well.
Kura, Berry, Dress Up, all missing. YZ is the only full combo right now.
Oh, Berry rushing that really heavily, 98% right until the first burst there.
Yeah, YZ actually did drop. Dress Up did drop as well. This score lead is actually in favor of Philippines now. YZ
Oh my god, YZ!
taking
Kura's backing up that accuracy after that long pole drop.
Oh, Berry finds a few misses traded with Dress Up, but that accuracy drop from Berry is quite significant.
Oh my god, there's a lot of things going on here.
South Korea now in the lead. We're at the halfway point.
It's on this point.
There's no way. They can't keep doing this. They can't keep getting away with this. This is 1,000 points at the break section again. Stop.
Alright, don't ghost tap this. Please.
You do not want to have a silly miss here. And, you know, with the point lead this close, that could very well matter a lot.
Concept a massive... So there's a lot of rushes by Kura there.
But holds on. Accuracy still relatively intact for all players. It's now South Korea overall with the accuracy advantage. That's what's really giving them the lead. But we've seen how quickly the ACK can tank on some of these patterns. We're at the very end of the map now, and everyone is holding on to such massive combos. YZ finding a miss, Dresser finding a miss. Is that enough? Kura.
Oh, Dresser, Kura misses as well.
Oh, and Berry misses as well. So that's going to be South Korea managing to hold on to their lead that they made throughout that accuracy. But that was not a very strong win. That was very close, you have to feel. But a win is a win. At the end of the day, South Korea manages to take another point on their own pick.
That lead was not healthy at all, given to the middle section.
Yeah, I mean, you have to feel that, like, one less kind of awkward act drop from the side of Philippines. You know, one of these act drops happened a couple times for Kura and Berry. If one less happened, I think that would have been enough for Philippines to steal it away. And it is going to be 1-2 now. Philippines are going to be getting their next pick. No breakpoints have happened so far in this match, and Philippines still have 3 LN picks that they can go for. So we'll see which one they decide to go for. I have to imagine it's one of the LN picks. I can't imagine any of the other picks being picked up, but potentially a hybrid if they want to get spicy. But Ultimate Weapon and Digital Life Hack are the 2 maps that we've seen scores from South Korea on. And Batsubyo obviously being the coordination pick is a little bit of a curveball that I think Philippines might want to save for a little bit of an extra... Oh, no, never mind. They're going for it right away. The coordination pick is going to be picked up by the Philippines. Okay, one that we haven't seen before so far this weekend. And the same 4 players that we've come to expect, looking like they're going to be staying in.
Seems a bit of a curveball pick.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. This is going to be first one that we see that we haven't actually seen in the previous match. So a bit of an unknown for both South Korea and Philippines here. But we've seen how strong Philippines are in their LNs in general.
I mean, given that if Philippines trying to win this, if they do win this, then they have gonna be the extra information to have against South Korea later on if South Korea managed to get the bracket reset.
Okay, and it's looking like they're readying up now. So the second pick from the Philippines. This match really does feel like it's going to come down to who gets the first breakpoint and when. Right now, it's South Korea's opportunity if they want to be able to take this early breakpoint in the match.
Seems like a frequent thing that Barry using mirror for the entire map, for almost the entire map pool.
Yeah, of course, mirror doesn't have any effect on the score or anything like that. Just really reverses the playfield, so no difficulty increase or decrease there.
Just making sure that some hand motions are more comfortable on one thing, so hopefully Barry does feel that way. Although the lead doesn't seem to take up a lot of stride here, although Kura and Dresser. The first miss actually coming out from South Korea here.
Barry finding a miss, YZ trading it though, so 2 misses to 1. Philippines are in the lead by a little bit, but this accuracy from Barry has tanked quite a lot.
Oh wow, yeah, Barry is actually hitting quite inconsistent on the early side here, making sure that it releases pretty much earlier on.
Dresser finding another miss, and I think that might be enough to tie up the score here, even with this accuracy advantage for South Korea.
Yeah, Barry needs to manage the releases correctly, although Kura finding the drop there as well. Doesn't seem to take up a lot of a lead so far, but Barry does seem to figure it out how to release it now.
Yeah, Barry's still hitting quite early on a lot of these, you're right. And it's now 98.3, it's not looking like it's raising that much higher, but YZ finding a miss. And these misses...
2 consecutive drops now, the lead is switching to Philippines now.
Yeah, Kura's accuracy, on the other hand, for Team Philippines is well ahead of everyone else in the lobby right now. And that's keeping the accuracy lead to a minimum.
Barry does need to making sure to release this properly, although yeah, why is it taking some consecutive drops now?
You know what? Barry doesn't even need to increase the accuracy. I mean, look at this combo. Just combo the rest of the map and you're good. Right, the misses coming in from South Korea looking like they're going to be enough to keep this advantage.
The full Ellen releases now does seem to having some troubles with South Korea, but although Kura doesn't seem to face that at all.
Kura's just absolutely destroying this right now, maintaining this 99.4, only 1 miss earlier. YZ's still finding these repeated misses. This lead is growing bigger and bigger as we're approaching the very end of the map. It's looking like it will be a win for the Philippines.
That has no right to get a 978k on this map in particular. 37 with only a slider break, mind you.
Yeah, I mean, 0 misses on Barry as well.
How is Barry's ratio better than Kura, even with a 200 count?
Wait, actually, what? Yeah, you're right. What? Barry has better ratio. Hang on.
Than everyone else.
Wait, how did Barry get the... I'm actually confused. Hold on. Wait.
How is this happening?
I need to calculate this a little bit. How does Barry have the best ratio in the lobby?
That's also with a slider break too.
Yeah, the best ratio, but by far the most 200 counts. So there was something funky going on with some of the releases there on Barry's side. I guess probably just not trying to act the releases that much. Maybe just acting the initial hits of the LN. Maybe that's enough there.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're kind of right about that, but it does have some questioning to do.
Yeah, it's a funny score. It's a funny score. And the combo, at the end of the day, is what mattered. Because Philippines holding the combo for that long while South Korea got those misses, that is what decided that match. So, you know, discarding the ACK a little bit can be for the best sometimes when maps get this hard.
I mean, I wonder if Digital Life Hacker would be kind of Barry wants to play now.
Hey, I mean, the next time Philippines gets a pick, you have to imagine it'll come out very soon in the match. But for now, South Korea, they've got 4 left in that rice pool.
Oh yeah, right. Oh wow, they're going for beyond the Exel. Oh my god.
Never mind. No rice is going to be the answer for South Korea. They're going straight to hybrids. This is one that they played just before against Malaysia, but at the same time, this is one that you feel like Philippines should be fairly strong in. Philippines has been extremely strong with these hybrids.
This is a testament to a test to gauge how well Philippines can do a hybrids on like this, something like this. So even though they won like the one hybrid from before, is This is a bit different. I mean, not a bit different. There's a lot different approach into that.
Yeah, definitely 3.5 minutes long. Hybrid pick. It is a little bit of a window, you know. Obviously very early to call, but if we do end up in a tiebreaker situation, this might be a little bit of an indicator.
I mean, this is a crash course to a tiebreaker. This is like a mini tiebreaker, given the length.
Yeah, just a little one. Just a little one we're seeing. A little bit of a sneak peek window into the future. To see which team is really more comfortable on some of these highbreaker picks. But that said, I think both teams are fairly good at both LN and Rice we've seen so far. So these hybrids could really go either way.
The one thing that I'm worried about that Philippines does have in common is that given how long the pick is, it's gonna have some taxing on the stamina. So I feel like that's what Barry suffered from a lot of times.
Yeah, but we do see an early miss there for Dress Surf. It is very early on in the map, but it will give a small advantage to the Philippines out of the gates here.
Oh, these patterns. Everyone's having a lot of trouble on the one-handed bias patterns.
3 misses there. Berry, YZ, and Dress Surf all missing on those patterns. Kura finding the miss now.
Nice.
A little bit later. And more misses coming in from Berry and Kura. This is going to start getting the lead towards South Korea. This score lead's going to shrink.
Bottom row missing though. Why is it having a lot of trouble with the accuracy with a 98.4?
Yeah, YZ tanking quite a lot of accuracy, and right now Kura's actually beating Dress Surf in terms of the accuracy, so this ACK lead definitely in Philippines' favor. The misses have been slightly, I would say even, honestly. Now Berry getting another miss. So it's all in this ACK lead, really.
Leads are starting to stabilize for Philippines, although not much since we're getting to the spicier stuff here.
And interestingly enough as well, you know, so far a lot of these patterns have been the Rice patterns that Philippines has been getting the advantage on.
Sucked here.
Okay, we saw a few misses from YZ and a couple other players earlier. YZ missing again.
There's one.
It looks like a break section, but easier said than done. These are basically jacks.
Alright, only one miss the entire way through. Massive starting inflation right here.
11-star Pog. But here we go. Halfway into the map right now. And this lead for Philippines is looking pretty solid. Remember, this is South Korea's pick.
Alright, watch out for this the spiciest stuff. Although, why is it taking a huge bit of a drop there from after break?
Yeah, look at these combos.
12,000
we have
lead.
3,000, 3,000, 2,000 with these combos on some of these players.
Hopefully, I mean, probably the combo doesn't gonna last long after the section, doesn't it?
Oh,
because this Allen section right here.
Yeah, we don't expect combos to be lasting this long in the first place.
There we go.
And here we go. LN section, you'd have to imagine this favors the Philippines though a little bit. And Dresser finding a miss, that's one combo gone.
Absolutely massively crushing this.
Oh my god. Berry, that's a big drop, but YZ trades it.
Kura holds on.
Kura is the only
this
one who's
managing to hold on. The Jack section. These patterns, dude.
5,000 combo. And this lead, it's staying so solid in favor of Philippines. It's not going down at all. Berry finding a miss now. That's actually going to get things a little bit closer.
7,000 point lead. There's one more LN section right here.
There's like a couple more misses. Berry and YZ trading. Kura missing.
Dropping as well.
But Dressup and YZ both finding breaks. And that's going to be Philippines holding.
This is coming to the end here. Everyone. Oh my god. That's 8,000 point lead for Philippines. Philippines holds on and takes that break point.
They managed to hold on to theirs and, you know, 970k for Kura.
3 misses throughout the entire way through.
And the only one, look at everything. The 200 counts, the miss counts, the accuracy. The only one above 99 is Kura. That is a crazy score. And that's going to be the first break point. South Korea loses their own point here. Now Philippines, they get to pick their own. And they have the opportunity now. 4-2 in this match would be a dream scoreline.
This is a make or break for Philippines right now. They have won their break point, and they're gonna be picking Digital Life Hacker here.
They still have these two LN picks, so it makes a lot of sense. Digital Life Hacker. Yeah, it is going to be.
It could be, yeah. This is the thing. This is the thing that I'm kind of worried to see how it pans out for Philippines in the end, because given how Batsubio were a little bit weird on the score side, given there's only 2 slides of breaks through the entire way through, but it still holds on. Yeah, this is very traditional law school pick. In terms of song choices, this is the law school pick of all things.
Yep, this is taking the place of the VTuber LN pick, of course.
I mean,
The closest thing we have.
I mean, yeah, but I think the closest one was like the Rickroll one. That was in replacement of the VTuber.
Camellia VTuber, yep. But let's see how the players do on this one. This is Philippines' own pick. This is the pick that they need to win if they want to secure the lead in the match. But now South Korea, they're looking to try and break one back if they want to tie up the series.
And looks like the accuracy does favor South Korea, right? Not even phased at all with the releases.
Yeah, very strong start for South Korea, but Philippines not too far behind, 99.3, 99.5. And Dresser finding the first miss.
Just a very clean drop there, but I feel like the accuracy are very strong. Why is it 99.7 the entire way through?
Yeah, we can see the score lead bar is actually tiny, really tiny, because as you said, Dresser's accuracy is still very, very high, keeping up with Berry right now. YZ beating Kura out, so South Korea a little bit of a accuracy lead.
Yeah, this is the weird section of the how to release it properly, but I feel like doesn't seem to have too much of an issue to making sure you have the very good accuracy.
And oh my god, this is tense. We still have 3 full combos still, somehow. A third of the way into the map.
I'm just not gonna very call it because the accuracies are very high. I mean, not for very, and why is it anyways?
And there go all 3 of them. They go
Nice.
all 3 of the full combos.
Nice.
Kura and YZ trying to, they're finding another miss at the end there. So this lead is going to stay in Philippines' favor just for now.
It's still consistent through like 4,000 points throughout the entire until the second half.
Yeah, this is just a few thousand points in the lead for Philippines right now. We still have half the map left, and we've seen some of these patterns towards the end of the map. This could very well flick over very fast.
I'm so scared just to look at the screen right now because the lead is nothing now. Why is it taking the drop again? Does extend the lead, but not for Kura here.
Yeah, lead cannot be extended. Kura finds a trade back, but it's the accuracy advantage right now.
I forgot about these bracket L and shield core stream here. Kura finds trouble there, yeah.
We can see Berry and YZ both have very similar accuracies, but Kura is above Dressurf right now by a little bit. Dressurf briefly dipping below 99%, but I mean, the combo from Dressurf.
Yeah, well, Berry's also have a probably very high combo. Not for Dressurf.
I should stop mentioning. I should stop mentioning anything. That's
nice.
Double misses, and Berry missing as well. Only Kura holding
patterns of all things.
Yeah, only Kura holding on there, and that's going to help Philippines quite a lot. They're going to start extending this lead. YZ missing again.
Yeah, having a bit of trouble making sure to hit most of the shield patterns in here anyway. I don't blame them for being this hard anyway. These patterns are kind of gross in this regard.
Yeah, these are absolutely brutal to be able to combo. We can see here.
This pattern kind of sucked.
Multiple misses here from South Korea. YZ and Dresser.
Berry just holding on for some reason.
And Kura and Berry just absolutely crushing that ending section. Multiple misses coming in for South Korea. That's going to decide it. 4-2. Philippines are in the lead. A definite lead now by 2 points.
They still have some time to catch up for South Korea at the moment. They still have their own pick to make, so they're going to have to making sure they not go to tread into the hybrid territory for now. Because I wonder if South Korea wants to pick something alongside of the speedier core stream, or Love and Justice in this case.
Yeah, I think South Korea definitely should return to that rice pool. The brief venture into hybrid didn't quite work out for them, so the rice pool has to be the pick. And I wonder if if they want to spice things up a little bit. We still have the Azure box.
Yeah, you still have like the Azure box, which is kind of like a very clear pick for making sure you have a core jack down to a point.
But core jack is just such a hard pick to make in tournament settings. Even if you are really strong on it, it's one of those picks that, just a couple slip-ups due to nerves, due to, stamina running out, and the point could be lost.
It's meant to be like, you have a very funny score if you can core jack well, because you're gonna have to rain down 50s everywhere, and you have bad chaining everywhere, and they're going for Love and Justice in this case, which is very understandable.
Yep, this is one that they picked as well. Showed very strong scores on this one, actually. Comfortable with the BPM overall, South Korea, but the trick with this one is the density, and we've seen the density with the brackets is a little bit crazy.
Yeah, so given how it was meant to be panned out for Sentimental Surge for like last pool, which is like around 190, and it's meant to be like a density pick. Although Sentimental Surge runs on a longer one, this is half the length, but this is absolutely a lot denser than that.
And Berry, perhaps with a little bit of information there in the chat. Berry said has no stamina to play this one. We'll see how it goes, but this one definitely a kind of pick that you would feel your stamina being tested on a lot, because even though it's just 2 minutes long, these streams are basically non-stop once they start here.
I mean, Chris is already taking an intro, although it shouldn't matter too much given the break in the intro.
Very, very early break. It is going to give a little bit of a lead over to the Philippines.
Dresser recovered very nicely after that break there. Watch those missiles just flying around if you're not careful. Why is that taking the first drop from the South Korea? Oh, no, Dresser!
Double missing. Why is that missing from South Korea as well? This is actually
looking... Philippines go!
This is looking good for the Philippines early on in this map.
Although this is starting to get a little bit denser from this point onwards.
Okay, I'm not gonna mention, no curse. But this is a solid lead overall. The accuracy also in favor of Philippines right now.
Just a tiny edge of that, although that made Kura with a 99.8, which is basically the carry for the Philippines right here. Dresser catching up even with a couple of misses on there. Ooh, this point almost Kura dropping on that too.
Yeah, that's a big miss for the Philippines, but the accuracy is still really high for Kura. Still should be the top player in the lobby.
The last one to combo now is only have a 7,000 point lead. They're not out of the woods yet.
Absolutely not. We're in the last third now. And this point lead is very, very small. Still in favor of the Philippines. South Korea's missed just a little bit more than Philippines have, but they cannot be affording much more. Very YZ trading.
Very... Oh god, the lead starts to decline ever so slightly. Again, this is a bit of a Corey section, 100 BPM around that. Dresser! Oh my god! Watch this core stream section.
And YZ finding a miss as well.
Oh, wow.
The misses are coming in for South Korea.
This seems like a very solid point for Philippines right there, 5-2.
And Philippines hold on, they're comboing. Ooh, hang on.
Oh,
what am I looking at?
200.
Zero?
Yep.
Zero?
Alright, man. Alright, sure. Basically almost a miss flag, and 2 misses on 100. Yep, right.
What the heck is that? What? A brain malfunction.
Yeah, Dresser 3-200 is also very insane too, with like basically almost better ratio than Kura there.
These scores are not allowed. These scores are not allowed. Get this out of here. Philippines, that is the second breakpoint they've won. 5-2. This is a significant advantage now. They have their own pick. They have one more LN pick left. Philippines could secure tournament point if they win this next one.
Yeah, this is looking very dicey for South Korea, but on the other side, the Philippines is gonna be picking ultimate weapon. Oh boy, this is the new treading on the LN that South Korea did ban on.
Ultimate weapon here. This is the last LN pick. Makes a lot of sense. Philippines picking all the LNs, but this is the last one. And it's now South Korea's goal to be able to catch up. They are 3 points behind now in the match. If they lose this one, it's going to be 4 points behind. I don't think they want to be falling that far behind. They have to be winning a break point.
Yeah, they have to be winning on this pick and to be making sure they're winning on the next picks onward. And given how Philippines wanting to pick for something like ultimate weapon, maybe this is their ultimate weapon.
Yeah, we'll have to see, but the scary thing is for South Korea is that Philippines do know what their scores are. So Philippines picking this right now, I would imagine that they have the confidence to be able to take on what South Korea got before. So if South Korea want to win this breakpoint, they're going to have to play this a little bit better than they did against Malaysia.
I'm not sure if Barry wants to relay that information on the chat right now.
Well, okay, sight read. I mean, sometimes a sight read is your PB, and you'll never beat it for the rest of your life. That's how it goes, so...
I mean, I don't contribute to that belief, but sure,
Yeah.
I guess.
It depends on the map very much. For a map like this, you would definitely want to play it at least a couple times before the match, for sure. But hey, I'm not sure if I'm going to believe exactly what Barry says in the chat every time. I think Barry just crush the chord stream Love and Justice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't share that belief, but sure, yeah. I mean, you do you, I guess. I mean, if it does happen to be a side read and somehow Barry MVP, so I just don't know I just don't know what to say.
Yeah, actually, a good point as well is that if Barry is sight reading, then this will guaranteed be his PB. Huge brain.
Well, that's a huge brain. Yep. I mean, is sight reading the ultimate weapon? Because we're gonna find out real soon.
Yeah, we'll find out. So far, Philippines has been playing very well on these LN picks. Philippines have been playing very well on the LN picks. South Korea definitely has the potential. We know that they can win on these ones, but they're going to have to hold on because I feel like it's mostly been in the combo that South Korea have fallen a little bit behind.
I mean, the entire point of this map is to basically combo gaming. So yeah, I guess in this case, it's absolutely true.
We can see the teams, once again, they're fairly evenly matched as far as the accuracy goes. A little bit of an ACK advantage for Philippines right out the gate, but nothing too significant. YZ actually dropping below 99%.
Although, yeah, I mean, yeah, Barry seems to have higher accuracy than everyone else. Maybe you're right.
And Kura finding a miss. That's a second miss there. The dress surf trades it. So overall, it's looking like the lead is going to be staying... Oh, everyone missing.
In the bottom row, I mean, at the very least.
Yeah, but the difference between those misses was YZ finds a bit more of an accuracy drop down to 98.7, whereas Barry still has the highest accuracy in the lobby despite the miss.
Not sure that's a break.
No, that's not a break for Kura. Kura still has the combo. YZ did break though, so lead should start being built by Philippines now off of that, but it's not going to be by very much.
Why is that lead shrinking now? Oh god, the bottom row is actually tanking now. Dressa is coming back in an accuracy right now. I mean, he tried to match Kura in this case.
The Barry accuracy is slowly going down, but still maintaining it high. Dress Surf and YZ both finding a miss.
Ow. This is looking at a very good position, although Barry seems to be missing right again.
Barry and YZ trading misses overall. This is helping Philippines out.
This is helping a ton here. Berry and Kura did find some eventual drops here and there, but it does seem to trade out most of the time.
Yeah, we can see it in this accuracy right now. Kura and Berry, despite having a couple misses themselves, they've managed to keep the accuracy up really high, 99.3, 99.17. As Dressurf's dropped a little bit in accuracy, YZ still hovering a little bit below that 99% mark. So that's why Philippines still find themselves a bit of an advantage going to the last quarter.
Last quarter here it comes now. Although the lead is just pretty much basically on Philippines' side right now. Doesn't want to get too complacent.
Yeah, traded misses. YZ and Berry both finding another miss. That's gonna even out in the end. Kura finding a miss though.
Kura finding a miss on the wall here, but doesn't seem to take too much accuracy. South Korea did fall off, and Philippines gonna be taking that 6 point. Potentially a tournament and game point now.
This is it. Yeah, Philippines win their 6th point, and now we are in a crazy situation here. 6-2. Philippines have a 4-point lead, and South Korea are now forced to win 4 points in a row and the tiebreaker.
They are 1 point away from taking that crown off South Korea for being the 7-key World Cup champions for about 3 years in a row.
Yeah, it has been a very long time
Or
since
four,
South
actually.
Korea.
Or before in a row, actually. Yep. Oh, actually, it's Azure Box. Oh, boy. Ooh.
Okay, this is going to come out from South Korea. This is one that I definitely think that South Korea can win on. They have been insanely strong. Probably the best core jack team in the whole tournament.
This is gonna be interesting, as far as core jack goes, you're gonna be expecting a funny score. Either a funny score, or you can just do this map at all. That's the point it goes, right? Because 140 BPM core jack is on the 7-key territory. 140 is already fast, and it's already dense enough to making sure that you will actually falling down from like a 99 to a 97 if you ran out of stamina.
Yeah, the density in this map is kind of insane. The BPM is already really fast, so this is one that if you're comfortable with, it's possible to get a very, very high accuracy, but if you're not comfortable with jacks, as you said, the AC will drop very, very, very quickly.
Yeah, just making sure you're not back chaining to oblivion. Because back chaining in this game is absolutely murderous to your score.
Okay, right off the gates, I'm sensing that South Korea is a little bit comfortable. Never mind. YZ,
wow.
a couple of misses early on, actually.
Does Kura trade? Actually, Berry traded that out too. Though that's a very clean misses overall, though not too much in the way.
But YZ's already recovered the accuracy, now tying Kura's accuracy overall.
Berry actually taking the lead over that lead to Dresser now.
Kura and YZ both trading, but Kura finding the bigger accuracy drop. YZ missing again, but it's clean once again. Dresser!
Oh boy, Dresser and YZ. Oh boy. This is already like about 10,000 point lead for Philippines, although this is just the first half. They still have to regain that composure.
Yeah, a bit of a break section. What are LNs doing in my rice map? This is the halfway point, and it's going to be, we can see, Berry is leading the way right now with 99.6%. 0.3 above both of the South Korean players, and that's giving them the accuracy advantage. The combo also in their favor just for now.
Alright, here comes the build up towards the core jack. Oh wow, Berry taking that first drop right there, and here comes again with the density. Tends to pick up tenfold.
Yeah, here it comes. This is the last third of the map. This is where we're going to see big drops if they do happen.
Making sure you have enough stamina to withstand the entire way through non-stop. YZ taking that first drop. Kura and Dresser actually breaking Kura, dropping again.
It's only Berry. Berry's the only one managing to hold on to this combo right now. Dresser finding another miss. Another one as well.
It picks up tenfold up into this next layering.
Berry finding a miss, finally dropping that, but it lasted a long time, and now YZ finding a miss.
YZ and Berry trading out misses. The lead is not staying anywhere.
Yeah, Philippines, they're holding on to the lead and multiple misses from South Korean members. There's no combo in South Korea anymore. I don't think they can...
Kura actually managed to carry his way through.
Kura
and that is it. That is the point for Philippines. Philippines winning 7Key World Cup 2023, taking that crown of South Korea, winning 7-2.
7-2. That was an insane performance from Philippines, and they're going to be taking the win. Philippines will be your Osimania 7Key World Cup 2023 winners. First place, the only team other than South Korea to win in God knows how long, for years and years.
It takes about 4 iterations of 7Key World Cup to get to this point, and Philippines has done it.
And my God, this is absolutely the dream team for Philippines right here. They've got the lineup, they had the lineup, and they absolutely crushed it in the later stages of the tournament here. So congratulations here, Kura, Berry, Boji, and Arona, the 4 players that will be winning this year's tournament. And of course, congratulations to South Korea as well, even though they fell short at the end in that last match. South Korea, of course, is easily one of the strongest teams in the world. Actually, pretty much the same 2 players that won the tournament last year.
Absolutely, especially for Dresser, NL 0133, and also YZ for taking that second place, dethroned from the 4th iteration of the World Cup as well. And also, we also cannot forget Malaysia also taking that on the 3rd on the podium as well, because Malaysia has been pretty much staying in for basically most of the rest of the 7Key tournament so far, with Chewy, Eddie, and also Niaoje as well. And also for Ziyuan for the 4th player to Malaysia.
So the top 3 has been decided, and it is the first new country since, well, I believe the last time South Korea lost is 2016 in the 7Key World Cup. So even though there was a couple years break in between, that's still 7 years.
Yeah, that is pretty much the four. It takes like 4 iterations to get to this point. Like the Philippines, despite the 2019, they have a solid run for the 2nd place in the tournament. Although despite losing from a bracket reset that South Korea has on 2019, 2022 doesn't have around top 6, and this is the year for Philippines.
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely massive performance.
Yeah, it seems like we have some things probably setting up for the last point of this tournament as well. And I feel like we're probably gonna be having a tiebreaker show, which I feel like for
I think
one of these teams.
As tradition, I believe we should be getting into a little bit of a tiebreaker show point between the 2 teams, the 2 grand finalist teams.
Yeah, I'm kind of want to see how these teams will perform on such a high bar of a tiebreaker, especially a custom high bar tiebreaker from a featured artist as well. For these both teams here, this is absolutely wild from in comparison to last year.
Yeah, bit of a showcase here. This is, of course, the custom song that was made by Katagiri for this tournament, for this tiebreaker. Unfortunate that we didn't get to see it in a match, but all the same, it is going to be played here by the 4 players that made it all the way this far into the tournament, the top 2 teams.
Yeah, this tiebreaker in particular so far has been pretty much wild from start to finish. And given how the build-up made to the middle and to the ending of this chart, when you saw the tiebreaker showcase for the Grand Finals Maple showcase, it's the ending is something else. So pretty sweet to take off.
The ending is brutal. The ending is absolutely crazy. I do not expect anyone to be able to hold combo for very long at all in the ending section. But we'll have to see.
The ending is just something else. Yeah, I would expect something like about 98% for both these teams. I mean, on average, I feel like, because this tiebreaker is just absolutely gross and disgusting.
I mean, 98 is extremely high still. I mean, send me in there, I'll get like 60%, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, you can, absolutely. You just put a no-fail, that's kind of the thing. Just basically mash the entire way through.
Yeah, looks like we're still getting ready, just these 4 players. And here we go, we're gonna see the very last map of the tournament here. A showcase between these 4 players on what is pretty much, well, the hardest map that we have in this tournament.
The hardest map that is not even the highest star rating.
Yeah, we did have an 11 star in the hybrid pool, that is very high.
I mean, if they don't get a higher score than Minerva, I'm gonna be so mad.
Here we go.
These
LN
animals are kind
coordination.
of gross. The coordination between the jacks are kind of gross. The straight up berry in this case.
Yeah, coordination plus jacks is something that no one really finds comfortable, as you can see pretty clearly here.
Pretty clearly, yeah. This is just the intro, and I mean, all from start to finish, it's just what comes down what this map is. There's a lot of 7 key courses. I just noticed. What the?
And my god, this is really close actually. Both teams trading misses quite a lot. Kura is the only one with a massive combo right now.
And a 99 at that.
Yeah, actually the only one holding on to 99, and that was a really high accuracy before that miss just then. Both trading back and forth, both teams, but a few misses from South Korea. Philippines a little bit in the lead.
They're having the best time of their life trying to play this on a tournament setting, and I feel like, what if happens if they actually went to a tiebreaker? Like, legitimately. I just can't think of a better way to describe the scenario.
Yeah, Berry actually tanked quite a lot of accuracy. That's given South Korea the lead, despite I feel like South Korea's been missing a little bit more than the Philippines have overall.
The patterns are kind of gross. It's just meant to be. It's just meant to be when the releases are like that. How many of these Ellens are related to some way?
Yeah, these Ellens are kind of brutal as well. I mean, just trying to hold any semblance of combo at all.
I can't relate to what these players are doing now.
Yeah, everyone finds misses. And this is still staying really close. This is within a couple thousand points still. YZ finding a miss. I mean, the score is basically tied now between the two teams.
How are these cores are so packed up between each other?
South Korea just pulling ahead just in terms of the accuracy. Berry is still trying to recover from that really early big accuracy drop. But here, we're into another LN section.
It's the physicality. The physicality what makes it actually South Korea pulling ahead now.
Yeah, South Korea definitely showing their, late game physical ability. These Rice, these LNs as well, they're doing very well on so far. We can see about a 7,000 point lead.
I mean, I already said when we already at average 98%. Well, I mean, look where we are now. This is like around average 98 now.
Oh, but we still have the ending.
Yeah,
here we go.
Wow, that's some manip patterns.
Yeah, try holding a combo on these. No one can. No one in this lobby is able to hit any of these patterns at this point. South Korea actually pulling ahead quite a lot. More misses coming on the side of Philippines. And somehow, some way, despite everything that's happened, we have 3 players that are basically on the same accuracy.
98.1%. They're just basically on the 0.05% deviation.
Yeah, Berry struggling a little bit more. 96.6 right now.
Ah, yes. Long node coordination with just random misses on either of the jack or still the long node. And we still have like the last third, and oh wow, what is Kura? What? I mean, Kura is just basically having fun.
Oh yeah, Kura's mashing the keyboard right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Kura doesn't want to deal any of this now.
Kura's having a bit of fun.
Yeah, just go. I mean, Kura is just waiting until the ending. Probably Kura wants to combo the ending. Doesn't want to drain your energy throughout the entire way through.
Yep, there goes the score. So South Korea wins the tiebreaker. Yay!
I mean, can you imagine if that wasn't the case? That it actually South Korea trying to go for like a 6-6 scenario, and they actually go into a tiebreak legitimately.
We still have to see how the players are going to perform on this last section that's coming up here.
The ending is, by definition, to me, is unplayable. Yeah, like what?
Jax, Tech, everything being thrown at them right now. Everyone finding misses.
Yeah, like you've thrown in 7 key jacks in between on already like a 200 BPM mini jacks. Yeah, that's sounds fair enough.
And we still have 2 players that are holding the 98% somehow. They actually didn't really drop in accuracy that much at all, which is shocking.
Yeah, like I already said, they are already averaging on 98%. I was right. South Korea is averaging on 98.05.
Well, you were right on that one, 98%. We will never know what the potential score could have been from Kura.
I mean, Kura is basically having fun. Doesn't really want to deal with this tiebreaker, so understandably so.
But yeah, it will be, at the end of the day, Philippines winning the match, South Korea winning that showcase for the tiebreaker. But congratulations to all teams that made the top 3 this weekend. This grand finals pool was absolutely insane. And I think everyone can agree that all 3 teams kind of crushed it.
By kinda, it does seem like you kind of that's kind of an understatement. So by kinda, you just mean like still 99% almost, like for every single picks in this pool.
Yeah, definitely insane, and we've really seen the extent that these 7 key abilities really go. But for now, congratulations to all the teams in the top 3. Definitely a congratulations for the Philippines here for winning. This is going to be our podium at the end of the day, at the end of the World Cup. And that is going to be us signing off on this last stream of the tournament.
Yeah.
Make sure you stick around though. I believe the next one we have is another World Cup just on the horizon.
I believe it's probably the Taiko World Cup, and I feel like the registration has also been open for that one too.
Yeah, make sure you check that one out. That's in the very near future. So that'll be the next time you see us stream on this account. But until then, thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, this is Mifa and Potassium. We're signing off. See you next time.
She halo.